Right, who's got a question for Ossie or me? Yes, sir.
Is Maradona any good as a manager?
He's in my table, he's my friend as well.
That's a good question.
He's the president of the Anglo-Argentinian Society, so that means he knows a little bit about Argentina and England as well, so it's, the question is particularly relevant, saying, is Maradona a good manager? We are having terrible problem right now. Put it like that, in 1 year ago, Argentina was the best team in the world, was #1 in the ranking of FIFA, playing wonderful football with a lot of players. I mean, they were incredibly talented and really playing like a team, because sometimes, for example, you see Real Madrid right now, and you see all the big stars, Ronaldo, Kaká, etc. But they do not play like a team. And then you see another team, say, the #1 team that comes to mind is, for example, Barcelona. Yeah, they have all the stars as well, but they play like a team, and the difference is huge. This is what is happening to Argentina as well. Yes, I mean, every manager would be, I mean, we will give an arm and a leg to be a manager of Argentina with the amount of talent that Argentina have, but it's not happening. The team is playing very bad. And of course, the problem is Diego. He believed that, unfortunately, as much as I like him and I love him, in 1986, for example, he came to play in my testimonial. He only has done this for 2 or 3 other players. So this is how, I mean, I have a big debt of gratitude toward him. A lot of people, a lot of Spurs supporters will remember that particular night when Diego used the Spurs shirt with Glenn and Liam Brady on the other side, and so on. It was a great night. But coming back to the question, the problem of Argentina is basically him.
So to both of you really, what's your favourite Tottenham moment? So both of you, Mickey.
Personally or in general?
In general.
My favourite personal moment, apart from meeting Ossie, was winning the UEFA Cup final in 1984. I think it was an amazing evening. And it was also a sad evening because Keith Birkinshaw, who I joined as a youngster at the club, and he was manager, it was his last game in charge. And for me, when I look at Spurs today and how long it's been since we've really been a force, I sort of almost link it back to that day when the club started to go downhill a little bit and not be the massive club that it was. But the UEFA Cup final, the way we won it on penalties, over 2 legs, Tony Park saving the penalty, as we all know, the celebrations afterwards, the fact that I was picked for the full England team, and as Ossie rightly said, I was very shy and didn't want to go, but I did go. And I remember the celebrations after the UEFA Cup final, sitting in the Bill Nicholson suite at White Hart Lane, 4 o'clock in the morning, knowing I had to be up at 7 to travel up to Scotland to play Scotland at Hampden Park. Fortunately, I was only sub. I say fortunately because Gary Lineker was sub at the same time, and it was his debut, and I think he got on, and it's quite strange really, because Bobby Robson said to me, he kept me back at half time, and he said to me, Mickey, I'm putting you on, so when we go back out I want you to get warmed up. He said, you're going on, he said, I want you to run the game the way you ran the UEFA Cup final. So I said, okay Bobby, so I goes back out, I'm running up and down the touchline for about 20 minutes. I'm shattered by the way, and I think I could only ever last 60 minutes anyway, so I kept looking thinking, Bob, I've only got 40 to go. So I'm running up and down, I'm looking at him, come on Bobby, get me on. And he put Steve Hunt on. So I ran up and down the touchline for 45 minutes. Anyway, it comes in at full time, and as I walked through the door, he looked at me and went, oh, Mickey, I forgot about you. That teach me to warm up. Anyway, Lineker made his debut at the same day. He was sub and he got on, and I always say to Gary every time I see him, it's amazing how his career went downhill and mine took off that day.
think you should be very happy that Sir Bobby knew your name. Bobby had this problem, but after saying that he was a wonderful, wonderful character, and we all remember with the, the only thing that you can say about the man, it was passion. Football was his life, football was his passion, and everything he did, apart from not knowing your name, was that was his life. So it's a very good tribute to him. Coming back to your question, again, personal or as a team. Personal, I will say it was the biggest thing was to know Mickey.
I thought it was signing me.
People will believe that we're a bit funny. However, talking a little bit more seriously.
That's it, it's off, it's off.
We have a lot of wonderful moments in Tottenham. It was really Whitehall Lane was a place to play in that days. I mean, I always remember with a lot of happiness, especially the games in the European Cups. At the time it was called the European Cup Winners' Cup or the UEFA Cup. It was really, really wonderful when we had to play. Say, some of you will remember some of the games. Feyenoord, I remember one day Cruyff came to play and everybody was talking about Cruyff and Glenn Hoddle ran the show from the beginning to the end. Was a particularly wonderful Spurs night. But if I had to choose one single night, one single night in fact, it was a replay when we played in 1981. When we won the cup, the FA Cup, the cup for Tottenham. When we won the cup in 1981, it was really great. Especially, I mean, everybody was talking about Ossie's dream, about the song, Ossie go to Wembley, blah 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 blah. But at the end of the day, it was Ricky's night, and it was his cup. All of you remember as well. In the first game Saturday when he was substituted and he walked all the way to Wembley, and I can tell you Wembley is it's a very, very big place when things are not going to your way, say. Very lonely place as well, and Ricky was ejected and so on. In fact, he asked me after the game, do you think I played that bad today, Ossie? I said, yes. Because at the time he was fighting Keith Wilkinson, he was fighting the press, he was fighting the player, he was fighting everybody. Ricky thought that he played quite a good game in fact. So he asked me, tell me honestly. Well, I tell you honestly, you were crap, absolutely. Anyway, 4 days later, well, in fact, next Saturday night, we play against Manchester City, and Ricky was unbelievable. He scored the first goal, and he scored probably the most wonderful goal in any FA Cup final. So that is the memory that, I had to choose one, it would be that particular night.